All right, peace, love. Y'all know what it is. TNR, Teach and Reveal. Bone Simmons, we back. Another one. Now this time I guess, kind of elaborate. Well, not really elaborate, but do some follow up. I'm hearing a lot going on right now with it. A lot of reactions. I put the video up a couple days ago. Gave my thoughts on it. Just kind of. It was kind of my reaction. What I've been noticing that's it's kind of crazy, and at first it got me mad, but now I understand it. Like, we got some backtracking. Some people backtracking. Shannon Sharp, Jay Will. I seen Shannon Sharp when he first originally he was on Kyrie back. But I really think it was a matter of this, right? If you was a part of the black media, when you came on, when everybody was in scramble mode and all of that, when you came on, if you had a spot on TV or something, of course, they're gonna think two steps ahead of you. Like I said, last video, they thinking two steps ahead of us. So it was automatic. I'm sure it was the protocol that if you going before they cut them cameras on, if you going on this platform, you're gonna do one thing and one thing only, and that's denounce and drag Kyrie Irving. So everybody in the black media, they had specific, they understood the assignment. When we cut the cameras on today, you're gonna be bashing Kyrie. So, after, people have, got they feedback and they seeing how that's going over with the coach, and they're like, hold up, and people's attacking them people. I'm sure, like, Ivan said something about the Shannon Sharps, the Shaqs, the Charles Barkley, the Jay Wills, and all of them people. You know what I mean? So I'm sure they've been hearing it, and probably even people in their families like, yo, you wildin', what are you doing? So, I seen Shannon Sharp on his on the show with Skip, the Undisputed. It was like yesterday, the day before yesterday. They he was like, oh, I'm not in agreement with everything that the Nets is asking Kyrie to do. Is too much, and they doing it. You know what I mean? And Jay Will said the same thing. And Jay Will says, and when he said his video, he sounded like he outside somewhere, and he might lose his job. He don't know what's gonna happen and all that. It's crazy. I might put the clip in here. But he was like, he might lose his job and all that. It's not funny, but it's just, it's I'm not laughing like at him. I'm just laughing at, it's like one of those funny things when you realize something, you know what I'm saying? So they both, backtracking their statements right now. And, at first I was like, I was mad, stay over there with that whole, attitude and approach. But like, nah, we can't do that. We got to be forgiving, and we got to understand, that, and I'm not saying we got to respect it. But, we got to be forgiving because, we ain't no better than the haters that we talking about if we going to carry on hate for anything. You know what I'm saying? And those brothers are, prominent, successful brothers. And we still, that still is important to us. That still is important to me as a black man, other black men that's in position of powers. And especially, if they want to, if they rectify and they understand, because see, this is what you got to understand. We got this is why, the Teach and Reveal is so important, because we got to deal with wisdom. We got to understand that, the wisdom of the Most High is what we need to guide us. And if you are not moving with wisdom, you're going to be susceptible to all the devil's tricks, right? So those brothers that wasn't tapped in to the wisdom already, they wasn't already moving and living their life being guided by wisdom. So when they seen this situation, and then they was approached with by the bosses of how to react to this situation publicly, they had to follow suit. You know what I'm saying? So, but now after, conversing with their brothers and getting that, that reaction and saying like, yo, hold up, brother. No, this is where you're supposed to be standing at. So now now they can rectify that. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because, it was an interesting point I was thinking about, and you may see me look down because I'm referring to a couple things that I wrote down, because sometimes I'll forget to mention things that I want to, mention, and I'll cut the camera up like, damn, that was a good point. I should have brought that out. So I write, just jot down a couple points loosely of, notes that I want to say, and not to say it the wrong way, you know what I mean? And that's the thing with like Jay Will and Shannon Sharp. And I realized, because it made me think once I start thinking about these and trying to understand this, because I don't want to react off of my anger. You know what I mean? Because I truly believe that, we all know, love is the strongest emotion, but also, for me in my life, because everybody's at different points in their life. Some people, show love to the wrong people. You may have certain journeys in your life that you got to go through. Mine's is embracing this love. You know what I'm saying? Embracing love for everybody, embracing love in its purest form. And, because that's naturally who I am. And I got away from that, you know what I'm saying? Being in this environment that I lived in, and, you know what I'm saying? And going through things that I went through, and not having the knowledge, to operate in the field that, was given to me with the powers that was given to me by the Most High. So I didn't know that. So, make a long story short, I'm getting into, for me, the journey is love and embracing everything. I would think that would be for everybody, but everybody has different times in their lives where they have to understand. It's like a journey, and you got to get through one roadblock and then another roadblock. So you may have to build up your personality and your spirit in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Right now, at this point for me, it's to concentrate on the love. You know what I'm saying? So in doing so, I kind of realized, and thinking when it even come to, Jay Will and Shannon, and forgiving those brothers and not taking a harsh stance on them, you know what I mean? Because what we talking about, people not taking too harsh of a stance on Kyrie, and showing love and inclusivity and all of that. But just going through those points made me realize that, and it's partly because we conflicted. That's why I hate to say, a lot of times I hate to say black people this, black people that. I would rather say hurt people this, hurt people that, because it's not all black people, that just lost and dealing with the hurt and the pain and the residual effects of the slave trade and things like that. Some brothers are dealing with wisdom, you know what I mean? Some brothers are trying to, move right. Some brothers are moving diligently. Some brothers are trying to learn. Some brothers are trying to teach and reveal, you know what I'm saying, to the culture. So, I don't want to discredit them, and I don't want to give the enemy, ammunition to saying, oh, black people this, black people that. So no, hurt people hurt people. You know what I mean? So hurt and afflicted people, move with ignorance. They move off of, they're reactive as opposed to being proactive. You know what I mean? So, once you're woke, you're not just reactive, meaning reacting to the things that's around you and answering. You're being proactive. You're thinking about the things and putting the moves into play that can get you the result that you need. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times as black people in this country, we don't have that love. And partly because of the situation that we in, financially, mentally, spiritually, we just want to, we want to be rich. We want to be comfortable, and we want to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's sad. I understand that from a human, aspect, that everyone wants to be accepted. Nobody wants to be on the outside. It's part of our human, conditioning, biologically. You know what I'm saying? We have to understand ourselves. That's why it's like mind, body, and spirit. It's really a trifecta. It's really a synergy that has to connect for you to operate, as intended by the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That's that triangle. That's that physical. That's that mental. That's that spiritual. You know what I mean? Cleanliness. You know what I mean? And understanding and forthcoming. You know what I mean? So, and not just to say black people, I'll say hurt people. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to feel pain. You know what I mean? But everybody wants somebody to hurt with them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Not like you want them to hurt with you, but you want help and you want comfort in your situation. You don't want to walk down that alone. You know what I mean? That's understandable. But it hurts with when it comes to us. We don't really, more so hurt people. We don't really feel that connection. So, but better later than never that we finally got, we got Jay Will and we got Shannon on our side, and we'll take it. You know what I'm saying? And welcome. We appreciate y'all. You're late to the party, but I hope you brought some snacks. The NBPA, that's the NBA Players Association, right? National Basketball Players Association, right? So I think that's it, but that's basically what it is. The A, I believe, is Association. So Kyrie Irving was the vice president of the NBPA. You know what I mean? And another vice president, the president is CJ McCollum. I remember because Chris Paul was the president for a long time, and now I guess Chris Paul, he gave the spot to CJ McCollum because I guess he's towards the end of his career. So CJ McCollum is, and also Jaylen Brown is. Now, that's important because if y'all remember, Jaylen Brown was marching with the I forget, so many brothers got killed, but when somebody got killed by police, about maybe a year ago, and we had the marchings and stuff like that. I ain't gonna say riots, marching and stuff. Jaylen Brown was out there marching, for the people. So Jaylen Brown has been an activist. He has shown his care and concern for what's going on with the people and the culture. So him being a vice president of the NBPA is great. And now they're planning. He says he's in support of Kyrie. They're planning to appeal the NBA's decision on Kyrie, the Nets' decision on those things. So he's gonna appeal that suspension, and that's great. And I feel like, if we got brothers like that standing up, I'm happy, and I feel like, okay, we might be headed in the right direction with far as getting some resolution and Kyrie getting his respect within this NBA arena. And the last thing I'm gonna warn, because what I'm working on right now is a piece about the what exactly it is to be Semitic, and who exactly we trying to identify as this devil, who are these people, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to be uncovering their religious texts. I'm going to be pointing out what they're doing, and we're going to talk about being Semitic, what it is to be Semitic. So that's something that I'm working on. That's a thing that I'm working on, and I might be ready to do that, present that tomorrow. But I'm also a college student, so I'm doing my school classes, so I'm doing a lot of other studying. I'm doing this clothing thing, so I didn't really have 24 hours in a day to just finish, and I didn't want to present that without doing my due diligence and doing my my proper research on that. So our next video is going to be the origins. I don't know how I'm gonna title it, but it's going to, I'm studying Semitic language, Semitic people, and we're going to share that information. And we're going to share some information on the religious beliefs outside of the Bible, religious beliefs of, people that's moving evilly, people that's moving against us. I'm going to reveal. We're going to teach and reveal. You know what I'm saying? But lastly, with this, let's be aware. We also, because I don't know if anybody talking about this, but they got the JDL, the Jewish Defense League. It's actually considered a terrorist group. You know what I mean? So it's basically certain Jewish people. I'm not going to say Jewish people. It's certain Jewish people that are, right now they're saying they coming to speak to the black leaders in New York because they feel like, which I didn't know, they feel like black people are leading the anti-Semitism movement against Jewish people. So it's us. It's on us. As far as certain Jewish people is concerned, we the problem. So I think we might want to be, I maybe should have led with that, because we might want to be aware that, some people think you the problem. So some people are gearing up defense leagues and arming up and taking arms and saying, we want to talk to the black leaders in New York City. So I'm gonna put a picture of this guy up. His name is something Weinstein, right? Mayor Weinstein, I think. He's like 60-something years old. It's not gonna get too much coverage. Nobody's gonna talk about it. So I guess I'll just tell my brothers to watch their back and be aware, be studious. Study. Research. Definitely subscribe here, because I will be teaching and revealing. But, I ain't going to hold y'all too long. That was a quick little update. Like I said, I'm going to be tapping back in with the with that history, with that research, once I get that said and done. But peace and love to everybody. It don't matter what your color is, what your religion is. You know what I'm saying? We don't hate nobody. We not against nobody. But we are against. We are against evil. You know what I mean? We got to take a stance. Got to be both sides. You know what I mean? God created us for something. He put us here to push this light. So if you push in the darkness, we oppose that. We're going to transmute that. TNRwear.com. TNRwear on Instagram. Bond Simmons on Instagram. YouTube. We're doing positive, uplifting things. You know what I mean? tap in. Thanks for everybody that watched. Keep watching. Subscribe. Let's grow. Let's learn together. Teach and Reveal. TNR. It's the network. Truth and Reality. The new religion. They never ran. Let's go.